First off, I'm the proud father of a 2-year-old girl. She's an intricate cocktail mix of Russian and Cypriot. And also, I'm the proud owner of a beautiful golden Labrador called Victor, who every day reminds me that why a dog is a man's best friend. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my interest and fascination, which has to do with communication. Communication is a passion that has driven me throughout my childhood, and the intrigue of it, more to add to that. The reason, before I get into that, I really have to tell you a little bit about my childhood and how communication affected me in that way. And to tell you that one of the reasons that I am a Toastmaster and talking to you here today is because of this interest and passion. Now, when I was younger, in my junior years, I was, to say, a bit absent-minded and a bit shy, in fact. I would always be curious, in fact, to see how groups were formed. I would also always look at these children who had others follow them and question why that is. But I was absent-minded, the kind of child that would occasionally show up on Halloweens, dressed up in Halloweens on the wrong day. Whereby you might have imagined the effect of such an occurrence. Later in years, upon going to university, I looked back upon my junior years and said, you know, that's in fact how groups are formed. That's how people at that young age are delegated or designated to the appropriate social groups at school. So later in years, when I went to university, I was naturally drawn to extrovert, open personalities who were like magnets. They had charisma, and irrespective of their background, because at our university we had 90 nationalities, so it was quite diverse. But in fact, even with 90 nationalities, there was only one African American in our school, and this was in Switzerland. This African American, he was Jamaican in fact, turned out to be my roommate and my best friend in university. And being that Switzerland was in fact a very, I wouldn't say, it was, let's say, difficult for my friend Nathaniel to kind of interact and relate. Sometimes he faced some form of segregation from clubs, from school people, from comments. And in fact, he was even though he was Jamaican with long locks of hair, as a Jamaicans naturally have, he was forced by the school to wear a turban, an Indian turban. So imagine he had a big towel on top of his head, about 30 centimeters in height. But even so, he managed to hold his chin up high, stand tall, and he managed to become the center of the student body population. Which inspired a lot of confidence in me. I learned a lot from him, and he taught me that it's these unique differences that make you stand out from the crowd. Okay? Another lesson I learned is from my dog, in fact, Victor. He helped me answer the age-old question that we argue in hotels and hospitality. Is lack of a voiced complaint mean that everything is fine? I remember one Sunday afternoon watching TV and noticing that I couldn't hear my dog, I couldn't see from him. So I decided to take a look and find out what was going on. I found him in my bedroom with a mouthful of couch, feathers everywhere, and I said to myself, it's right, just because someone's quiet doesn't mean everything is okay. So he also taught me the importance of pausing and how taking your time can actually give a more memorable experience. So for my daughter, when she grows up, as she grows up from day to day, I will remind her that you don't have to rush to be accepted. I will tell her that you don't need to raise your voice. I will tell her that being yourself is the most important lesson. And I will also tell her to take her time and make sure she finds her own voice.